The first man indicted as part of a new initiative to process untested rape kits in Bristol County, Massachusetts, faced a judge today.
47-year-old Scot Trudeau continues to be held following a dangerousness hearing. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie was at that hearing and joins us now live with more. Alex?
Well, Kim, as it stands right now, the judge has not decided if Trudeau is a danger to the community. He's taking the matter under advisement. But in the state's argument, they pointed to other cases before and after the alleged 2010 rape and assault to make their case that Trudeau be held without bail. Now, appearing in custody via video this afternoon, Trudeau did not speak during today's hearing, but the state recounted facts in the alleged 2010 rape case with disturbing new details about other cases that Trudeau has been connected to, dating back as far as 2009 in Massachusetts. As we've reported, Trudeau ended up being connected to the 2010 cold case after DNA matched with his profile in an untested rape kit in Bristol County. That kit was only fully tested in February of this year. Now, the state argued for Trudeau to be held without bail. They said in another earlier case involving a rape and indecent assault and battery, while Trudeau was eventually placed on probation, that the alleged crime in 2010 in New Bedford would have occurred during that time. At the time of his arrest for this case, Trudeau was on federal probation for a 2015 child sexual exploitation charge. His lawyer argued that he's already on probation and therefore should not need to be held. I asked Bristol County District Attorney Thomas Quinn if he felt that mattered.
No. I don't think it matters. Again, not speaking to him directly, many people violate the terms of their probation. Again, you heard the case that there was with this particular individual some, prior instances of similar behavior. So that's really what the focus is. So our focus is on, he's allegedly committed a very serious crime. There's a subsequent conviction, a prior incident. We feel that he should be held prior to trial.
Now, again, no decision was made today, but it does still mean that Trudeau will be held in the meantime. The DA's office tells me it expects that the judge will have a decision on that within weeks. Reporting live in Fall River, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
A Worcester man remains in custody in connection to a 2010 New Bedford rape and assault as a judge is taking the case under advisement. In a dangerousness hearing today, the state argued 47-year-old Scot Trudeau be held without bail. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie was inside the courtroom where Trudeau appeared via video conference. Alex?
Well, Shannon, Scot Trudeau did not speak during his dangerousness hearing, but he did listen as the state recounted his criminal history as well as new facts from the alleged 2010 rape and assault case out of New Bedford that eventually went cold.
She indicated that as she was fighting, indicated that she had pleaded with them not to do this.
The Bristol County DA's office says in March 2010, a 23-year-old woman reported 2 men assaulted her and 1 raped her. The victim submitted a rape kit, but it was never fully tested. As part of the DA's untested rape kit initiative, the kit in this case was fully processed back in February.
At which time it hit to another case belonging to the defendant that had occurred as a result of a conviction in federal court.
That case stemmed from a 2015 child sexual exploitation charge that Scot Trudeau pled guilty to and served time for. But the state also spoke about disturbing details in other cases that Trudeau was connected to, dating back as far as 2009 in Massachusetts.
He was charged with an indecent assault and battery on a woman. During the term of that probation, this offense would have occurred near the end of probably about 16 months into that probation.
For this reason and others, the state argued Trudeau be held without bail pending his trial. But his lawyer wanted to offer reassurance regarding Trudeau's federal probation.
Any concerns that the defendant might be a sexual predator, I think, should be somewhat relieved by the fact that he's currently on federal probation, which I can't think of a more secure form of supervision for someone to be released from prison on.
Now, the DA told reporters outside that he and his office feel that Trudeau should be held due to the serious nature of the alleged crimes and the others that Trudeau has been connected to. Trudeau's lawyer said inside that he felt his client could be exonerated. He offered no additional comment outside to reporters. Reporting live in Fall River, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.